3, 2, 1, mark.
And we're now at T-minus 9 minutes and counting.
Elevate flow rate is set for launch. That's step 996.
I copy.
TLS auto sequence has been initiated.
Ground launch sequencer now controlling. Between now and launch, over 1,000 parameters will be checked by the ground launch sequencer to assure that we're ready to hand off to Columbia's onboard computers. Next major event is retraction of the orbiter access arm in about 1 minute.
TLT-OTC, configure fuel cell essential bus source switches.
And work. OTC, TLT, essential buses connected to fuel cell.
Copy TLT.
Yeah. Okay, ahead.
T-minus 7 minutes, 30 seconds.
TLS is go for orbiter access arm retract.
Next major milestone will be the pre-start procedure for the auxiliary power units at T-minus 6 minutes.
TSOTC, start APU and hydraulic strip chart recorders.
CRTS copies and work.
TLT-OTC, I would go to perform APU pre-start.
That's in work.
STS strip charts running.
Copy.
Next major event will be starting the flight recorders at T-minus 5 minutes, 30 seconds.
Complete. 2 gray top backs. APU 2, bubble pole.
Copy TLT.
Standing by to start the auxiliary power units at T-minus 5 minutes.
TLS is go for orbiter APU start.
APU start.
TLT, I would go to perform APU start.
TLT copy.
And we're now activating the firing chain to the solid rocket boosters and the external tank range safety system.
You have to go to reconfigure heaters.
Roger.
Starting the liquid oxygen drain back procedure. Terminating liquid oxygen replenishment.
APU start complete. Press light off.
Copy.
Standing by to start the main engine helium purge sequence, preparing for main engine start activities.
TLS to scope, prepared sequence 4.
And now we'll be checking the flight controls on the orbiter, the aero surface profile test. Vehicle will go to internal power in about 10 seconds.
Figure OTC to verify heater reconfiguration complete.
Yes, sir, that is complete. Thank you.
Copy.
Coming up on T-minus 3 minutes 23 seconds, we're now gimbaling 3 main engines, checking their steering capability. Next activity will be to pressurize the liquid oxygen tank on the external tank at T-minus 2 minutes 55 seconds. And we'll start the retraction of the Gox beanie cap.
Pressurization.
TLT OTC, have a go to clear caution warning memory and verify no unexpected errors.
Captain what?
Topping off for the fuel cells being terminated.
Caution and warning memory clear, non-expected errors.
I copy flight crew. You have a go to close and lock your visors, initiate O2 flow, and enjoy your on-orbit spring break.
Roger that, sir. We'd like to say thanks to everybody who has got Columbia and us ready to fly.
TLS to scope for ET, LH2 pressurization.
Pressurizing the hydrogen tank on the external tank now. Replenishing the liquid hydrogen tank has been terminated.
T-minus 1 minute, 30 seconds.
Standing by now to arm the sound suppression water system. T-minus 1 minute. Solid rocket booster joint heaters being turned off. Final check now of the booster commands. Locks and LH2 fill and drain valves are closed. Payload bay vent doors are positioned. Standing by to hand off to Columbia's computers.
TLS to scope for auto sequence start.
And the handoff has occurred. Columbia's computers now controlling.
20.
Firing chain is armed. Sound suppression water system activated. Range safety systems armed.
10.
9, 8, 7. Ignition sequence start. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And liftoff of Space Shuttle Columbia with the Microgravity Science Laboratory, our research bridge to the space benefits of tomorrow.
Houston.
Roger, roll, Columbia.
Houston's now controlling. Columbia is rolling on course toward a 160 nautical mile high orbit, inclined 28.5 degrees to Earth's equator. Columbia already traveling 300 miles per hour.
Throttled back to 2/3 throttle to prepare the spacecraft to pass through the area of maximum air pressure and go supersonic. Altitude now 2.5 miles, 1.5 miles east of the launch pad. Columbia is traveling 650 miles per hour.
Columbia, go at throttle up.
Copy, go at throttle up.
Columbia's 3 main engines now back at full throttle, all systems on board in good shape. Columbia's speed now 1,500 miles per hour, altitude 12 miles, 9 miles east of the Kennedy Space Center. 1.5 minutes since liftoff, Columbia has already used more than 2.25 million pounds of propellant and weighs less than half of what it did at launch. One minute to 55 seconds since liftoff. Flight controller standing by in the next few seconds for burnout and jettison of the twin solid rockets. Booster officer confirms good separation of the solid rockets.
Columbia, performance is nominal.
Copy, performance nominal.
That call indicating that Columbia's performance thus far is just as planned. Altitude now 34 miles. Columbia is traveling 3,000 miles per hour, 42 miles east of the Kennedy Space Center.
Columbia, 2-engine Banjul.
Copy, 2-engine Banjul.
Call indicating that Columbia could reach a transatlantic landing if needed. All systems are continuing to operate well. 3 engines at full throttle. Altitude now 45 miles. Columbia speed 3,500 miles per hour. 70 miles east of the Kennedy Space Center. Columbia speed now 4,300 miles per hour, altitude 58 miles. Columbia airborne now for 4 minutes.
Columbia, negative return.
Negative return.
Call indicating that Columbia has gained too much speed and too much altitude to return to the Kennedy Space Center in the event of an engine problem. All systems continuing to operate well in the spacecraft. Speed now 5,000 miles per hour. Over the next 4 minutes, Columbia will level off in its trajectory, maintaining an altitude of around 60 to 70 miles and more than tripling its current speed of 6,000 miles per hour to reach 17,400 miles per hour required for orbit. Five minutes since launch, 3.5 minutes to cutoff of the main engines. Columbia now 235 miles east of the Kennedy Space Center, altitude 68 miles, speed now 7,500 miles per hour.
Columbia, press to ATO.
Copy, press to ATO.
Call indicating that Columbia could reach a lower than planned but safe orbit if an engine were to fail. All systems continue to operate well.
Columbia, single engine ops 3, Banjul.
Single engine ops 3, Banjul.
Columbia, press to MECO.